What's up, y'all, and welcome back to Country Cast. I hope all of you out there are enjoying a great start to your week here on this lovely Monday, but boy, do we have a wild lineup of news stories for you guys today. Just really great news, exciting news out there, and one of our stories has a ton of questions surrounding it. But the main question that needs to be answered is, did Loretta Lynn really marry Kid Rock over the weekend? Also, Blake Shelton gives us an update about his thoughts on the coronavirus, as well as perfect news for Luke Combs. Y'all know what to do. Stick around. We'll be back. And just before we kick things off, I would like to remind everybody out there that our socials are now up and running. So head on over to Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter to give us a like and a follow. Our Facebook is CountryCast, Instagram is CountryCast News, and our Twitter is @CountryCast News. Now, of course, if you are new here or if you have just stopped by the YouTube show before but haven't had the opportunity to subscribe yet, please go ahead and do that. Hit that subscribe button down below for us, and don't forget to turn those notifications on so you don't miss out on any breaking updates for your favorite country artist. And of course, like I always say, all of the news coming right out of Music City. So let's go ahead and kick this day right off. We're going to kick it off with some great news. Like I said, this lineup has just got a wild set of news. But first, we need to talk about the perfect news. Again, I repeat, the perfect news for Luke Combs. Real quick, I'm going to go ahead and read off a list of songs to you guys, and think about it as I'm reading it, and tell me what you notice to be very familiar about these songs. We have Hurricane, When It Rains It Pours, One Number Away, She Got the Best of Me, Beautiful Crazy, Beer Never Broke My Heart, Even Though I'm Leaving, Does to Me, and of course the final one, number 9, Lovin' on You. I read this list to you because there is one thing that all of these songs have in common, and it's because Lovin' on You apparently just went number 1 on the Billboard Country Airplay charts. This man is batting 1,000. He is 9 for 9 on all of his promoted singles since his start in the mainstream business. Ray Fulcher was the one to tweet this out about 2 hours ago. This is what Ray's tweet reads. It says, "Yeah, just love to see it. Proud of this one." Now, the tweet that he retweeted was from a gentleman, Chris Owen, who wrote, "Lovin' on You by Luke Combs is the number 1 song on Billboard Country Airplay this week. Luke's 9th career number 1 single, and all of his fully promoted singles have hit number 1. He's 9 for 9. Hell yeah, he is 9 for 9. Watching this guy all the way back to when he was doing Vine videos and YouTube and just trying to get his start, especially when he had his first 2 EPs that were released. You might remember Can I Get an Outlaw, Share If You Want To, Let the Moon Shine. You know, those songs were what was kicking back then with Luke Combs, but he never stopped. They were all hits as well. They probably could have went number 1 if they were promoted and released under the mainstream Nashville sound and, of course, the media. But now that this guy has been in the game, this man is 9 for 9. We've said it before here on this channel, and I'm going to say it again. We are, in my opinion, say what you want to out there, but could be looking at the next Garth Brooks. This man is shattering records. He is just killing the industry right now, and I got to give a shout out to Luke Combs on this because he has worked his ass off to get where he is. People love him because he is the people's singer. This man is humble, he remembers where he comes from, and never takes a single fan or day for granted. And congratulations, Luke Combs, 9 for 9 with a number 1 hit single again with his song Lovin' on You, which you can find on his newest album, What You See Is What You Get. And of course, good news as well. We know we got 5 new songs coming from him later this year in October. Also, a quick shout out and congratulations to Ray Fulcher. For some reason, when Luke Combs and Ray Fulcher team up, it is magic. It is the Midas touch. It just turns to gold. Hell, it probably will even go platinum. But the thing is, congratulations, Luke Combs. Had to give you that shout out. Hope everyone out there who's listening to country music right now is really taking a step back and realizing what we have in front of us. And it is a superstar, folks. It is a superstar. And just before we talk about Loretta Lynn's wild wedding weekend with Kid Rock, we're going to switch gears real quick and talk about Morgan Wallen because he's asking fans for their thoughts on some really exciting news that he's teasing. And he put this up on his Twitter account asking fans, I just called my label and told them I want to make a double album. Double checking, y'all are good with that. Hell yeah, we're good with that. Music from Morgan Wallen? Absolutely. We just heard the new single drop from him, 7 Summers, and that is a killer song, an absolute banger. So it's going to be really interesting to watch what we exactly get from Morgan Wallen on this double album. How much music does Morgan really have recorded? Morgan, if you see this, please answer. How much music do you have recorded and set aside for a double album? And is there any hint to maybe what this will entail? I can tell you Morgan Wallen has been climbing the charts ever since he entered the game. He is another fast riser. People have come to just really love Morgan. Why not? The guy's got a mullet. He's a hell of a singer. And he likes to party and have a good time. But Morgan Wallen teasing that there is a double album coming? Absolutely. 2020, rough year. I get it, totally. But things are looking up throughout this year as we move forward. Artists are really taking an advantage of this by stepping back and seeing what maybe they could do differently or just bring to the fans to add a different dynamic that maybe we wouldn't usually see from these artists. But a double album from Morgan Wallen, I'm on board. I'm riding that train, and y'all should be really excited for that album. Trust me. And now for the moment that I'm sure everybody's been waiting for. Did Loretta Lynn really marry Kid Rock? Let's jump back to her initial post on Facebook that kicked off this whole thing about her wedding weekend with Kid Rock. Loretta Lynn initially posted, "What a weekend. My Ernie and Crystal renewed their vows this weekend. It was beautiful and everything it should be. Marriage isn't always easy. Heck, it's not even always pretty, but love holds you together and you push through the bad days to enjoy the good ones. I'm so proud of them and wish them years of happiness. Things got crazy then. My boy Kid Rock was there and we've always teased about getting ourselves married. Well, the preacher was already there, so we had some fun with it. Sorry, girls, he's taken now. Of course, a ton of hashtags, gotta have some fun, 88 and feeling great, laugh, tabloid, cougar. We know Loretta Lynn has been hit with tabloid fever before where she's been on the front page talking about her health and other things of that nature. But she teases that she married Kid Rock while her son Ernie renewed vows, and of course the media buzz went nuts. There was several photos shared by Loretta Lynn. Here are a few of them. This is really funny stuff. Loretta Lynn, she is the absolute best. Here are some of those photos. She's laughing. Kid Rock is laughing. Of course, they take a serious pose here. Here's some photos of Ernie renewing the vows, as well as some hugs throughout the day. But of course, they made it look as though Loretta and Kid Rock really tied the knot. That would actually be pretty badass. We know Loretta Lynn mixes in with rockers. She's done some things with Jack White on Van Leer Rose, so it's not unusual for Loretta Lynn to surround herself with some pretty badass rock stars. So that was funny that she initially sends this out. Of course, the media hype continues throughout the day, and then she cleans it up with another Facebook post not too long ago where it read, "Well, it didn't last long, y'all, but it sure was fun. I guess I better get on here and let y'all know that it was a joke. Kid Rock and I didn't get married over the weekend, but we had a blast. Hashtag rock on." Of course, easy media folks, calm down with some fun times. Loretta Lynn is the queen of country music. This woman is 88 years old, still as spry as ever. I'm glad she's having a great time out there. Congrats to Ernie on the renewal of his vows. And excellent stuff here to watch Loretta Lynn poke a little fun at the media. Of course, the sarcasm was not really called on to, and this sort of went pretty hyped. But here we are cleaning it up. Loretta Lynn did not marry Kid Rock, folks, even though I kind of wish she had. So there it is. Kid Rock and Loretta Lynn are not husband and wife. Too bad. And now we're going to go ahead and finish this thing out with Blake Shelton and a thought he had about some recent coronavirus news. I'm sure many of you saw the news relating to the CDC traveling all over the internet from multiple media sources saying that the CDC relayed 94% of the U.S. COVID-related deaths have been contributed to some other underlying conditions, and that only 6% actually were contributed from coronavirus itself. Blake Shelton took it upon himself to turn to Twitter and express how he felt. There was a lot of mixed reviews on his position or so-called question and statement that he had about this. Blake Shelton tweeted out, "I'm not even sure which side politically this would land on, but am I the only person who sees the new CDC update as some actual good news? Just that, not left or right, just updated info that's better than we thought. I mean, does everything have to be a fight these days?" A lot of people out there have been on both sides of the fence as far as where they might stand with this coronavirus. We know this is a very serious virus, one that we have been trying to combat for some time with masks and protocols, and each state has had different regulations. We've lost a lot of our business as far as the entertainment goes, music, sports, but we are still a nation. We are still holding strong, and we've come to realize that we can get through anything together from past experiences. And even though we haven't had this stuff, we are still making it through. It is definitely a challenge. And we do want our country music back, and I think that's what Blake Shelton is kind of just referring to here. Hey, we got a little bit of a light shimmering through, and we got to find some positivity out of this if we can, to have that light at the end of the tunnel so we can eventually get back to normalcy. Hopefully there will be a vaccine that comes out of this sooner rather than later. That way we can get back to it. Plus, we just want to keep all of us Americans safe. That way we can be able to enjoy this time with our families and be able to go out and enjoy the music we love, country music. So regardless of where you stand, I think Blake was just trying to shed some light on something that we've been in the dark on for quite a while. But we're going to go ahead and finish it there. Any thoughts on anything that we've covered in this video? You know I love to hear from Country Cast Nation as always. Please comment down below. Let us hear what you got to say about all the upcoming music that we could potentially be getting from these artists, or anything that we've covered today. Y'all know what to do. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn those notifications on so you don't miss out on any breaking updates on your favorite country artist and all the news coming right out of Music City. Y'all stay country.